free. Oh my, okay, so weight class, here we go. So let me tell you what we got going on. Get your Pilates ring, your small band, and lots of different weights. And in 45 minutes, it'll all be done. Okay, take your feet nice and wide, hands on your hips. Little sway side to side. We're gonna do a lot of outer hips and inner thighs today. And a lot of the big muscles of the legs. And we're going to squeeze in some arms also. Okay, turn this into those circles. Nice and easy. Couple more. And now on this last one, leave your feet where they are. Just make a fist, send the elbows back, and we're going to fold down. Dry in the belly. Let's make sure our feet are in exactly the same line, right? You don't have one further ahead of the other. So just nice and easy, going down and up. Okay, on this next one, you're going to bring your feet in hip width apart, send the elbows back again, and keep going. There she is. There's Lily. And now bring your feet together and see how well you do adding the movement and keeping your feet with equal weight in both of them. Send the hips back as you start to fold. Get the elbows up nice and high. Up and down as slow as you need to go to equally balance in the feet. So this becomes a little bit of a balance challenge, right? Keep working that upper back, so you want to keep those elbows nice and high. We have 3 more like this, and then we're just going to meet in a forward fold, and you're going to still keep the feet together if you can. So now you can release the arms, slide it down, relax the head, and just hang out here for 3 nice big deep breaths. Now walk your feet out so they're hip width apart. Stay down, you're still breathing. 3 more big breaths. You want the legs to be nice and straight. Now take your feet to the edges of the mat. Stay down, 3 more breaths. Now inhale and extend the spine. Walk the fingers. I want all your fingers on the floor, but walk them out. And now you're going to elevate the heels and then lower them down and lift and lower, and keep that going for 5 total reps. You're lifting them up as high as you can, keeping the spine long, weighting into the fingertips as the body shifts forward a little bit to get the heels up. Now walk your feet hip width apart, lift the heels 5 times. Now walk the feet so they're touching, lift 5 times. Now fold over the legs and roll it up Pilates style, nice and slowly. Ah, there we are. Open up the feet, big reach up of the right arm and the left. The arms nice and long. Now I want you to lift the shoulders and then relax the arms. Do it again. One arm comes up, you're going nice and slow. And then the other. Big lift of both shoulders and then relax. Last one. Big reach. Lift. And now you're going to swan dive it all the way down. And we're going to walk it out to a plank. Once you're in your high plank, soften the knees, send your hips back over the heels, and just relax here for 5 deep breaths. Come up onto the palms and you're going to let the hips come all the way forward. Take your gaze, look straight ahead. And then send it back. You're trying to lower the chest towards the floor. Then come forward again with the hips. And back. And forward. We're going to do this one more time. Last time forward. Hold here. Bring your knees in so they're hip width apart. I want you to be on the tops of your feet now. And just hold this position. You're really trying to push away from the floor and broaden through the shoulders. Draw the belly in. And now we're going to lift the hips up, walk the hands back. So you're just going to sit on the heels. We're just here for 3 breaths. And if you're not comfortable here, you could be doing cat-cows on all 4. I just love stretching out the shin and the ankle. But some people's knees don't like this, and I get it. Okay, so now we're all going to do some cat-cow. So tuck those toes under so you're stable. Flexing and extending the spine. Pair it with your breath. Nice and easy. Belly draws up and in the whole time. Okay, now I want you to hold your cat position. Make sure your head is looking through your feet. Shift the hips back a little bit, hold it, draw the belly in. Nice, now walk your hands back so they're beside the knees. You're gonna push the knees off the floor. You're on your tippy toes. Fingertips only. Try to get up nice and high on the pads of the feet. And now we're gonna come up to a standing position. So reverse swan dive, big reach up with the arms. And then relax. Arm circles on the right, 3 of them in one direction. And then you're going to switch. Bring that arm forward now, or whatever direction you weren't doing. And now let's switch arms. Go the other way. Nice. Okay, fist, thumbs up. Send the elbows back. Just hold here, pinching the shoulder blades together. Try to really lift up out of your hips. And then gently turn the head to the right. And then center and then left. And center. Drop your right ear down towards the right shoulder. Keep your elbows back. I want you working your thoracic spine. Left ear to left shoulder. And now just relax. You're gonna pick up a set of weights, maybe your 10s. With your feet hip width apart, we're just gonna lift the shoulders up and down. Whatever range of motion you can do is fine. You wanna be drawing the shoulders back. And then when you lower, you wanna use your lats to really push those weights towards the floor. So that's the muscle you should be feeling here, and a little bit, of course, of the traps. You'll notice I'm going nice and slow. You should do the same. Just a few more. Okay, keep these weights. I want you to step your left foot forward and your right leg backwards. Turn your palms to face forward. We're going to do some bicep curls here. So the heel in the back is nice and high. Work your full range of motion and try to maintain the best posture you can. So the elbows stay close to the body and the elbows are directly under the shoulders. They're not way out in front, right? Okay, hold them up, step your forward foot back, and we're going to switch legs. And now keep going. Same movement. Heel nice and high in the back. And you can add a turn if you want to fancy it up a bit. You could turn it into a hammer curl. We're going to do a few more. And now send those weights back down to the floor. You're going to grab your Pilates ring. We're taking it down to the mat. So starting working the inner thighs first, then we're going to transition to the band. We're going to do 3 rounds here. So play some good music and get comfy. So ring between the legs, squeezing and releasing 25 times. So remember, it's not fast. You don't need to worry about counting. I'm going to do that for you. When you squeeze, really try to press that low back down into the mat. So it's almost like you're doing a pelvic tilt also. And I want you to be nice and flat on the shoulder blades. And then think about making a little double chin so your neck is nice and long. So we're going to do about 12 more, just so you get an idea of the pace. It's probably a little less than 3 counts, maybe 2 in, 2 out. But each one has to count, right? You got to really make a big effort here. Last 5. And now just hold the squeeze, and you're going to count to 10 slowly. Okay, release it. Put that off to the side, and let's grab your band. You're going to wrap it just above the ankles. We're going to lie back down, and you're going to do 25 reps here as well. So you're opening out slowly with control and closing with control. More important to slow it down when you bring the feet back together. And make sure you're flat on your blades. Same thing with your neck. Make that little double chin. You can also switch up the angle, so move your feet a little more forward so you feel the belly come into the party. You're about halfway. Hopefully you're feeling this. If not, your band is too easy. You got to switch bands. You have 8 more, and then we have that nice hold for 10 seconds. That's when you really want to try to open the legs as far as you can. Move your feet a little more forward during that hold, coming up in 5 reps. Okay, hold it out. Make it big. Feet go a little further forward. And bring it in. Wow, that's hard. Okay. Moving right along to round 2. So grab that Pilates ring, get rid of your band. Here we go. Squeezing and releasing on 3 counts. Maybe 2, but somewhere around that pace. So it's not fast and you're not using momentum. Squeeze that lower back into the floor. Little double chin going on, flat on the blades, of course. Make each one count. So I like to call it like very controlled movement, in and out. You're about halfway. 10 to go. And then we have that 10-second hold. Last 3. Last 1, squeeze and hold. And then release it. Okay, back to our favorite band. I feel like we haven't done these muscles in a while. So here we go. 25. Out and in with nice control. to be working around halfway there. Maybe a little more. Just as long as you're not releasing it without a fight. When it starts to really get challenging, that's when you really want to fight for that range of motion. So you're not making it easier, you're making it harder. Switch up the angle of the legs if you can, move them a little more forward. Belly coming to the party when you do that. Last 5. Don't forget we have that hold, save some energy for the 10-second count. Okay, here we go. As wide as you can get the feet, count to 10. And release. Okay, the good news is this is our last round. Back to your ring. Start 25 reps. At least 2 counts in each direction, maybe more. You're about halfway. Hopefully you got some trembling going on. And if you don't, you could go a little slower, maybe add in a few holds. Get fancy if you need to. This is your last round. Last 5. Okay, let's hold it in now for 10 seconds. Okay, release it. Find that band, last time. I don't know about you, but my inner thighs are talking to me. Okay, here we go. Band and all. Flat on the blades. You can make your arms in a field goal post position just so you get a nice kind of stretch if you want. You know, keeping the back of the hands down on the floor. Last 10. Move your feet slightly forward. Last 5. Should be coming close to failure where you're starting to think, how am I going to hold these legs for 10 seconds? You're going to find a way. Okay, here's your hold coming up. 10 seconds. A little wider. And release it. Nice job. Okay. Take the band off. Stay in your lying down. Full body stretch. Arms go back. Spread the fingers wide. Point the toes. Some nice big deep breaths. Now as we hold this, we're going to move only the arms forward and down till the pinky hits the floor. And then send the hands back till the thumbs hit the floor. And just oscillate, moving the arms forward and back. Now on the next one, when you send them back, widen them. So you're making a Y with your body, forward and back. Just a few more. We're going to work our shoulders. We're going to do those ceiling punches. So this is where you hold a really heavy weight, maybe 2 if you have to. So find whatever you have that's heavy. You're going to put it in your right hand to start. You're lying down still. Weight in the right hand. Hand is up towards the ceiling, right? So your wrist line's up over the shoulder. I want you to bend your legs. Feet are hip width so you feel stable. Tilt your pelvis so the lower back is on the floor. And then lift that hand up towards the ceiling as high as you can get it. And then lower the shoulder blade into the floor. That's the part of the movement that's the important part. So lowering down and pressing it into the floor. Do that 10 times. You want to keep your wrist neutral, especially if you've got a heavy weight in that hand. Lifting that shoulder blade up. The head, of course, stays on the floor. Really try to get nice and flat when you lower that shoulder blade into the mat. And this is one movement where you really want to challenge that range of motion. So lift that palm up towards the ceiling as much as you can. And then we lower down with control. So you're resisting it. Okay, now you're going to stay lying down. You're going to switch hands. And now we're working the left shoulder. So punch it up, lower with control. When you get down 10, you're going back to the starting arm again. Round 2. So switch it when you've done your 10. The left arm, when you're working the right one, should just be resting on the floor. If you were going to do 2 weights at a time, I would do, of course, fewer reps. But this is an exercise where you really want to focus on endurance. So lots of reps, multiple times, just to really fatigue the shoulder. But I would say if your weights are light and you're not able to hold two, then you could do both. You could hold both hands up towards the ceiling and then still just work one arm at a time, but the other arm is still working because you're holding it up. I'm going to switch back to my left hand. There's no bend in the elbow, right? You got to keep that arm nice and long. Okay, one more round on each arm, and unless, if your weights are not heavy, just hold both of yours up. You're just working the right one for 10, then the left one for 10, and then we're moving on. Make sure your wrist is neutral. Switch into the left. Okay, here we go. We are done. So you're going to put those weights down. I'm going to go grab my water. We're going to end up standing on our feet, working the back of the legs. So you want to have your heavy weights. So if you can hold two and you've only got 10s, hold two. So you got one in each hand or two in each hand. So we're going to start out with the weights by our side. You're going to kickstand the right foot. Micro bend in that left knee. Take it down slowly. You're not flexing the spine, and then you're just coming right back up. So lower down slow, back up. So you don't want the shoulders to pull forward. When you're upright, you're pulling the shoulders back and down. And when you hip hinge, you keep them there. So it's work for the upper back. Now, while you perform these movements, you want to try to go relatively slow down. You can come up a little bit quicker if you like. And the focus here is to put as much weight into our left leg as we can. You're going to do 15 total reps. Really good, working the whole posterior muscle chain. So this really isn't about balance because you've got that right foot on the floor helping you just a little. It's really about strength into that hamstring and glute. We only have one round of these, so really challenge it. Couple more. We're going to take a break so our grip can just chill out for a little bit before we start the other side. Last one. Okay, both feet down, you're gonna set those weights down. Whew, shake out those hands. Little gentle sway. Now lift the shoulders, pull them down and back. You feel the shoulder blades moving up and down. Okay, you ready? Round two. Pick them up. Kicks down the left foot. When you hit, no, get those shoulder blades back and down, right? It's all about posture. When you start to lower, think about weighting into the back of that right foot, not your toes. And there's only a small bend in that right leg. You can barely see it. This is not an exercise for the front of the leg. It's for the back of the leg. And your butt. Right after we get done these 12 reps, we're going down to the floor to do some glute bridges. So we're really trying to fatigue the back of the body here. Try not to put too much weight in that left foot. Couple more, we're almost done. Okay, nice job. Send those weights off to the side. You're going to be using one of them in your glute bridge. So, whew, shake out your grip. Put that one weight by the hips. Take it down. Nice and flat on the shoulder blades, right? Feet are hip width apart. And you're going to walk them as close to your butt as you can get them. And then you're going to tilt the pelvis up. And when you start to lift the hips, push up only through the heels. That's going to really find the glutes. Once you're up, the back of the arms are off the floor. You're just holding the weight there. Nice double chin going on. Try to lift up a little higher. While you're holding this, press your stomach down. You're just going to hold here. You're going to count to 30 slowly. Or not, I can count. Although you might want to make sure I stay in check, because I have a tendency to overcount. So 20 more seconds. Squeeze those butt cheeks and try to keep them up nice and high. Keep pressing the stomach down. That's an active movement. Okay, one vertebrae at a time. You're going to slowly lower back down. Keep the weight where it is. Just rock the pelvis forward and back 5 times. Okay, when you get that back pushing into the floor, weight it all into the heels. Here we go. We're coming back up. Hold up here, 30 seconds. Little higher with the hips if you got it. Slowly taking it down. Rock that pelvis. Now, we're gonna do it one more time, but I want you to walk your feet forward a little bit, so they're not so close to your butt. Maybe a little bit in front of where the knees are. Tilt the pelvis, push it up through the heels. You're gonna feel a little more of the hamstring coming to the party. Hold here 30 seconds, then we stretch a couple and we're done. Keep the hips up, you got 10 seconds. Slowly lower down. Okay, our one fast little stretch of the day is gonna be happy baby, because it's my favorite. Outsides of the feet with the hands. Hang out here and breathe. Should feel really good for your glutes, your inner thighs. Okay, bring those knees into the chest. Rock and roll yourself forward. You're getting up on those tippy toes. And then we're gonna meet in a full forward fold. Get some good blood flow to your face. Just let your head hang here. Big deep breath. And as you exhale, you're gonna roll it up slowly. Nice. Good job. Thank you for your power and your strength and waking up and getting it done. Good job, Sue. Here we go.